Hi my friends, today I'm going to show you how to make a cup of cacao. You are going to need obviously your cacao, a chef's knife or serrated knife works best, a cutting board, you're going to need hot water, I've got mine in the tea kettle here, your cacao mug, and then options but definitely suggested cinnamon, cayenne, and you can also add a sweetener. I'm doing lavender cacao today, so I won't be adding a sweetener, but you can use honey, agave, maple syrup, any of those work great. So first thing you're going to want to do is chop the cacao. I've got a little chunk here, and if your cacao is already chopped, then you can skip this part. So we're going to chop it. And you want to get some nice sort of fine pieces. Actually, I think it'll work better this way. There we go. So with the serrated knife, you can kind of go back and forth. And even this is a pretty large piece. I'll go back and chop it even finer. I can already start to smell the cacao. So for your average daily dose, generally about 1 ounce of cacao or around 3 tablespoons. If you are preparing for a ceremonial dose, you'll do about 2 ounces, so about double that. The difference between the two, a daily dose is more for when you don't have as much time to drop in with the cacao. When you are drinking cacao, maybe for a little energy boost or to set your intention for the day. 1 to 2 ounces is great for that. When you get toward the 2 ounce or the ceremonial dose is where the physiological and neurological effects of cacao, the body sensations, the neurotransmitters that help us to tune into our heart space are really beneficial for, again, ceremonial work. So I suggest having at least an hour or two to work with cacao in that way if you choose to drink the 2 ounce. All right. Okay. So for me, that looks like about the amount that I'm going to have this morning, but I'll measure it out. Oh yeah, so you'll need a measuring spoon too. I kind of eyeball it. I usually just use a teaspoon. So I'll take the teaspoon and I'm going to do between 3 to 4. I'll go medium today. And as you can see, I'm just adding the cacao right into the mug. You don't need to pour it into a saucer pan. You don't need to pour it into, I'll just use what's left here. So this is about 1.5 ounces. I'm about to go outside and have a little ceremony myself, so this will be perfect. Okay. So once you have your cacao in, I then like to add the spices just so I see how much I'm adding. Totally up to you when you want to do that. So I'll do cinnamon, organic if possible, cayenne, just a dash, and then you're going to pour the hot water. Now, how much hot water you use depends on, 1, how big your mug is, and 2, how much you want to actually drink. I like a thicker brew, so I usually add, this is about a 6 to 8 ounces. I usually fill it about 6 ounces. Just pour right over the cacao. There we go. And then you're going to want to mix or whisk. And if you don't whisk well, or you don't whisk throughout the time you're drinking it, you'll probably get some thickness at the bottom. That's okay. Another way I like to prepare the cacao is, instead of throwing this all into the mug, I first throw it into the blender. And so you'll do the hot water, the spices, add the cacao, and you'll blend it up. And you'll get a nice, smooth, creamy, kind of frothy at the top. That's really, really nice. But my son is sleeping, so I am not turning on the blender right now. Okay, and just want to make sure that all the little bits are pretty much melted. And then you also have the option to add a non-dairy milk if you choose. Again, that's just optional. If you add any kind of dairy to this, it will sort of mess with the biochemistry of cacao, and we want to maintain all of the nutrients, maintain all of the fatty acids, maintain all of the properties that keep this working with our body and our mind in the way that we want it to. So almond milk, oat milk, coconut milk. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? This was just a little intuitive bit. I'm going to add just a little bit of coconut oil, because it'll sort of give that added fatty component just a little bit. There we go. All right, my friends, so there you have it, your cup of cacao. Sip mindfully. I hope you get to enjoy it in nature or in quiet time, and always remember to say a little prayer or offer some gratitude before sipping cacao to elevate your experience. I hope that you enjoy this. Many blessings.